Good morning, everyone. I'm Dan Marc. I'm the CEO of Footprints AI, and I'm really happy you are joining today for this week's webinar, where we are going to show you the updated version for the Copilot and how the Copilot can help you to navigate easier within Footprints AI and to extract as much sales insights as possible in regards to your brand, your stores, and your customers. Then, of course, navigate, further and activate retail media campaigns that they really move the needle. We will be waiting for everybody to join for a couple of more minutes so we can see exactly that everybody is online, everybody that we have quite a crowd today, plenty of people interested to see exactly what Footprints AI is doing and how the chat GPT type of interface can make things a lot easier when it comes to the physical retail and the real world sales, right? Let me see where we are. Okay, we're all good with everything. As I was mentioning the last time, I'm using Restream, a great platform, very easy to use and very easy to basically connect your channels. In our case, what's going to happen, so we are live streaming on LinkedIn primarily, but also we will be recording the full session today, and then we will upload it on our YouTube channel. So you can watch it later. For those of you that are not able to join, we are trying to basically fit everybody's time zone and availability. One more minute, and I believe we are going to be ready to go. Great. I think you can all hear me very well. Today's session, it's all about our newer interface, which is basically a chat GPT for what? For the Footprints AI platform. Now, Footprints AI is basically tapping in real time in millions of transactions and baskets and visits within the stores. And this means that, navigating to this, huge amount of data and the insights, it is quite heavy, right? You really need to be an expert. And luckily for us, we are in 2025, and we have all been using ChatGPT and lookalikes. And what's happening is that now natural language can help us do a lot of things, right? Things that they don't require anymore the advanced skills, the expert skills like before. So we've been using this technology lately to understand how we can actually help our users, which might be from the retail side or the brand side or the agency side. There might be experts into data, but most of them they are not. And those that are not, and those that are experts in data, they all want one thing: to be able to understand actionable insights. So what's happening now, what happened in the past, was most likely to happen right in a nearby future, and what should I do? So these type of questions and pain points are usually hard to address with a standard dashboard and a standard interface. So you need to know the buttons, you need to know the functions, you need to do a lot of things and to have a lot of ears in order to be able to navigate and to exploit all of the capabilities of such a complex system. With natural language interfaces, that you are going to see now, these things are easier. So any person can just ask, what's happening with my brand right now in store number 23, and that becomes a query, and that query gets an answer, right? And that answer gets visualized. So this is something that we wouldn't imagine a couple of years ago. Now we have it, and now this technology can tap into these tons of data and tons of analytics. More than that, behind each individual sales transaction, as you know, you have the shopper profile and the shopper behavior. So sales, shopper, and behavior. Now, all of these three combined, of course, they can point you exactly how to do retail media better and how to do promos better and how to do strategies better. I'm going to start sharing, right, the way that we are looking at this new technology, the LLMs and the natural language type of interfaces, where agentic AI, so very specialized, very experts AI, right, technologies that are capable to do things for you, right, just like you do it yourself, but multiply that 100 times and you put that in real time. So how we see agentic AI to be able to help the Footprints AI users to do more with less effort. And thirdly, right, I'm going to start showing you a demo. Now, I believe I need to go on this type of interface. Okay, that's great. And I'm going to start sharing my screen. Hopefully we are good with the sharing. So here we have, yeah, are we good with the sharing? So here we are, good. So here we are, where basically here we are with a dashboard, where basically we are looking at our perspective, right? The way that we see the design of Copilot AI modeling, right? And agentic AI behind can work for retail media and insights platform. So what you've seen in the previous session, you've seen the general knowledge part of it. So this is basically putting a natural language interface to all the users and allow users to get into the FAQ of what retail media is and what they should be doing and how to use Footprints AI, and from generic to very specific, and also help the users navigate to the right screens and to the right actions and to the right buttons in a very seamless way. So that's the general knowledge, and this is where the agentic AI, so agents, would be basically understanding your question and then scroll around millions of text lines and knowledge base and history of all the users doing optimal type of actions, and put that very specific information right into your interface right there, right next to your question. Second one, and this is on the lighter orange side, and this is the session today. We have the sales insights agent and the media insights agent. So what it means that basically this technology with pure natural language, so just a question, right? Like you ask another person, one of your colleagues, would basically trigger agents to start creating queries. So, algorithms, let's say, and those algorithms to be designed by you. So you might want to say, right, I want to understand the basket incidence for my brand. And I want the basket incidence to be calculated just like that. This is the formula that I want. So the technology gets that formula, transforms it into code, and that code is being executed, and then the answer is retrieved back and visualized back to you, right? So you are becoming a programmer in that sense, right? You are becoming a database engineer, right, if you like. So these sales insights, right, are natural language and will be able to answer to your questions like, how is my basket incidence been performing in the last month for my brand. Secondly, media insights agent. So this is related to your retail media campaign, right? It's still an insights agent, and where basically what you do, you can ask, how is my campaign running, right? How can I actually understand what is the best performing channel from all the channels that I'm using in this retail media campaign, and what do you think I can do, right? Should I amplify, in-store screens and radio? Should I actually amplify and boost more into the mobile app, right? Engagement. So this is the media insights agent, and this is where I see the most actionable and the beautiful correlation between the sales insights and the media insights, in such a way that basically you say, okay, is this media campaign running very well? Okay, it's performing, it's reaching the right audience, it's actually on budget, right? And it's exactly as per the objective when it comes to the media objectives. But now tell me about the sales insights, right? Does my sale really move the needle because of this media campaign, right? Is my in-store investment in terms of retail media, having an incremental impact on the sales versus, of course, how many sales I would have been generating during this campaign without the retail media campaign, or versus the category. So this is great. And then on the left hand side, what you see is the campaigns part of the AI, right? Is the way that basically you say, I want a campaign, right? Because A or B or C, just suggest to me exactly the best campaign with the best media channels mix, with the best budget, the optimal audience, spread across different locations, maybe rural only, maybe urban, maybe only a part of the country, right? And also give me the duration, right? For how long should I actually keep this campaign running so it actually generates results? And this agent, what it does, it also reviews the recipe, right? Why? Because this agent, not like people, right? This agent can see everything that happened within the Footprints AI platform, with all the campaigns, all the users, and all the objectives versus the success metrics. What it means, basically, you need to have just zero experience with retail media, and you will be able to steal the perfect recipe for the best retail media expert out there, right? So best guru in terms of retail media comes into the Footprints AI platform, does the best campaigns, right? For the global brand that has all the resources and all the expertise and all the experience to the best retail media campaigns. And you do what? You come afterwards and you say, I just want to do the same, right? But for my brand, for my objective, with my budget, right? And within the stores where I actually have my product listed. And micro campaigns agent, this is going to be the beauty of the ball, because basically this is where, by the end of the year, we will allow all Footprints AI users to say, my target for this year is to convert more dual income no kids segments from browsers into shoppers, right? And you just say that, you put a cap on the amount of budget that you want on a monthly basis, and then this micro campaign agent, what it does, it basically starts forecasting on a daily basis for each individual store how is that going to be performing, and take a decision if there is a need for this campaign to run in specific stores and in those specific communities around the stores or not. So basically, it's just like the start stop button in your car, right? You start stop, right? You're driving, and you do what? You stop at the red light, and then the engine, right, shuts down. Why? Because basically there's no need for extra consumption because the objective is already there and achieved. This is the same logic with the micro campaigns agent that we will be deploying by the end of this year. And now let me get into the interface. You are already familiar with the interface. This is Footprints AI, and this is our staging environment. We have basically some demo data there where we can we can show you a few of the capabilities for the insights agents, right? For those sales insights agents that we've been prepared for you. Again, this is basically a way to navigate a lot easier to millions and millions of daily transactions. And by transactions, that means the full basket, and how you can actually be able to extract insights in a very easy way, right? Just like on, I have WhatsApp there, right? Just like on WhatsApp. So this is the new thing. Now let me show you just a few examples. Of course, please bear in mind that you can actually chat, comment via LinkedIn, right? And you can just say, I want these questions to be added. Let's try out this question, and my colleagues will be able to pop that question to me, and I will be taking it over and, of course, show you how it works. Now, I have a few questions here, and maybe top of my mind, I will start with just a simple one. What are the top best performing cities by sales value? Okay, let's see what we have. So basically what it does at the moment is it understands the question, right? It starts, in a sense, reasoning, and then it breaks that questions into multiple tasks, and it gives to multiple agents to solve the question. So you might understand out of this that top best performing, right? So what top, and what are the best performing, and what are the cities where basically I'm listed or are within my retail network. And then also it needs to understand and calculate the sales value. So multiple agents are basically querying now the database, the one that we have for demos, and are retrieving back all the metrics and calculating all the data, and it will reply very soon. Now let's see. Okay, let's try that again. Let's do top best performing top 10. This will help. Now it's more specific in terms of the query. So it looks for exactly. Excellent. Let's see the full answer. Okay, perfect. Excellent. It also gives me the value. Okay. Per city, and it also analyzes the the value, and it one after the other. Again, this is a technology that basically at the moment scrolls, is an estimate of 2 billion transactions. So 2 billion transactions are now feeding, top performing. But basically, what I'm saying is that it is basically looking at and understands over the last 30 days and understands exactly what's my best answer to have. Of course, this was a very generic question, right? And also, as you can see here, it says this cities may benefit, okay, from targeted promotional efforts to close the gap between top performing cities and mid-tier cities. Okay, now what it does, it's basically it also tells me that basically I have cells which is in the sales system, right? Where I have a basically, so the system doesn't really report back as per the design, right? So this is good, right? I can send that back to the sales team and to the IT team to make it right, which is great. Think about if I would be the CEO of a retailer and I have this, basically I can just use a full day here to make sure that I'm basically spotting issues, and I do my own queries, and I can do my own analytics, and I can just give tasks to specific people as per the success metrics that I want, right? Okay. Let's see what it says. Okay. So strategic focus, leverage bigger. Okay. So of course that's obvious. Test localized marketing strategies in Timișoara and Cluj-Napoca to drive incremental sales and reduce the performance gap. That's very clear. I can do that. Expand in mid and lower tier cities. So more stores, more marketing there to. And also it gives me a great insight. So what I can do, I can basically conduct segmentation analysis to identify key drivers of performance in top cities and test tailored campaigns to measure uplift in underperforming regions. So basically there's a segment, right? There's an audience type of issue that I have. And yeah. And now what it does, right? It does something very, very beautiful. It basically what it does, it's basically giving me the CSV. Let me show you the CSV. Now I have the CSV right here. Open the Excel. As you can see, my laptop is here's the data. So all the queries basically will be generated. Let me just refresh this one because I believe the live streaming is creating a bottleneck when it comes to the broadband, and there are a few issues with that. Okay, perfect. Now let's start. Okay, as you can see, it remembers the conversation, and let's go with another example. Let me see. So busiest hours in my stores in Bucharest. Let me get this one. Let's see if the internet connectivity is still on. I believe we might have to switch to another broadband, maybe. So now it's retrieving, and let's see what. Maybe I need to switch. Just one section. Okay, so we have an answer back, but I do believe that we have some issues with Vodafone's internet connectivity. Not the best one. Okay. Let's see how we will be able to fix this one. Good. Let's try that again. Let's copy and paste this question, and let's see what's the health of the internet connectivity. I was just thinking to change the quality of the streaming, but I can't do it right now. Okay. Okay. Now I believe it's better on the hotspot, and next time we'll need to switch internet provider, definitely. Let's see. Great. Okay. Peak hour performance. Okay. Excellent. So it gives me the hour, the value, and consumer activity. So it's a 22% uplift versus 2 p.m. And also I see top 3 hours. That's fine. That's perfect. That's excellent. So that's PM time. And it compares to the daily average, which is great. And let's see what are the underperforming hours. Okay, excellent. I've seen that. So it's 3 p.m. Of course, 7.7% below the daily average. Okay, inefficiencies or low foot. Yeah, foot traffic. It's excellent. So I can, understand exactly that. It's quite relevant. Perfect. Let me reveal that. And excellent. So as you can see, this helps me to understand also the revenue, right, per hour. So of course I can ask about the revenue per foot traffic, right, per shopper. So I can do my metrics, right? My success metrics per store. If I want revenue per hour per shopper. Excellent. And let's see strategic recommendations. What it really does. Okay, that's an idea. Maybe I'm low on stuff, right? Maybe I can boost stuff and make sure that I'm upselling. Promotions, yeah, especially that. Basically, promotions, when it comes to the in-store promotions, they have no focus, right? You don't have the happy hour as as a standard, right, in retail. The concept of happy hour works very well for Horeca, but it needs to be applied better, more dynamic, per store, per hour, with a dynamic offering, right, to boost those numbers. Okay, so it also says that I might want to just review the open hours, right, if it's sufficient for me to keep my stores open. That's an idea, right? It helps me with plenty of the ideas. Of course, some of these ideas, they're not applicable or are applicable in a given context. Some others are, just a seed, so I can further investigate and basically contextualize even more and put some more data around it. And some others are just, very instant, you know, uh, practical ideas, right? Okay, let me ask another question again and again, the CSV. I have some comments. I cannot see the comments if I don't, yeah, chat. Okay, there's one comment, so that's fine. And up. That was my mistake. Let me get back to my question. So here's the data analysis and the graphic, right? Can you please enlarge the Copilot window? No, I unfortunately I cannot. It's quite this size. So I'm trying to maximize the text. Let me see how I can do that. That's opa. Okay, I believe this is better, right? So here's where I have the charts with all this data that I've been looking at earlier. And now let me try even a more specific one. So I will be asking, what is the basket incidence for Coca-Cola in May 2025, right? Let's see if it's if it really gets the insight, because basket incidence basically has two type of measurements. It's either absolute or relative. Absolute means writing the full number of baskets of transactions, right? How many times Coca-Cola was present, and relative means okay, so it gives me the absolute, and relative means basically what it means, how many times Coca-Cola was present in those baskets that had the category. So in this case, it's carbo drinks, right? Okay, so it gave me the absolute incidence, meaning it was included in, okay, so it also translates amount of transactions, and okay, that's great. Perfect. It gives me all the data, right? All the analytics behind my question, including the volumes, the value. So I have everything here. And also, okay, so suggest some cross-selling. Snacks, of course, it's quite yeah, it's quite a relevant suggestion. Of course, this is why Pepsi versus Cola and Pepsi's strategies. Optimize promotions. Okay, that's quite a generic one, but it's still relevant. Product bundling. Okay, I can do that. I can do that, especially in some very specific shopping missions. Okay, I can do that next. Yeah, that's a okay. That's an idea that I can use for my next question. I believe that's quite relevant for all the brands, right? Let me see, because I believe we've been using. Okay, I'm going to go back. How about now? I'm waiting for my colleague to confirm that some of you. So because of this restream, right, has a template. I believe I dropped that template where you can see my face as well. So you can only see my voice, and now it's a bigger screen, right? Okay, so let me. So I have the CSV, which is great, and I can do what? I can ask gender distribution analysis for Coca-Cola. Okay, let's see what we got. This is where basically the AI starts crawling through all this data And for each individual transaction, it starts, getting the gender and age, right, behind each individual transaction. Let me remind you that no matter if customers or shoppers, right, they have a loyalty card or not, right, we do still have profiling behind that. How we use the basket, right, configuration, how it's the composition of each basket, the payment method and the time of the day and the store they went, and all of these factors and data points, right, that are given with each individual receipt that we get into the system to reveal, is that person a male or a female, right? And this is pure AI, and it's a great technology to have, and basically gives you also the why and how behind transactions, right? Not just the what. Okay, that's great. So this really helps me. The significant female. Okay, let's see what it does, because next I'm going to look into the age versus the gender. Yep. I believe you can only see my hear my voice at the moment, which in exchange you can see the screen a lot bigger, so you can focus on the content. Okay, female focused. Again, this is real data behind, and what it does, it's basically revealing. Yeah, I believe it's still hooked into the month of May, as per my first question. So what it understands that my intention and my question is basically related to the May 2025, right? This is what I'm looking at. And again, I can download the CSV. Let's see what else. Let me see. Who is in my stores buying Coca-Cola with segmentation per age, segment, and shopping mission? Let's try this one, right? That's quite a difficult question, as you can imagine. It's it's using a lot of data to understand how to segment all of these, but let's see what it really gets us behind. So as you can see, I can just pop those questions there. Um, you know, Maybe if you are working for a media agency, and your client is asking some questions regarding with their sales performance. As per default, you wouldn't be able to answer those questions because you wouldn't have access to that data. But now you have, or maybe you're a brand manager, right? And you want to understand what's happening, and you are not very advanced in data analytics and BI and CI and all of these, and you shouldn't, right? Today with Footprints AI, you don't need to, right? You need to just focus on the brand strategies. Okay, that's great. Okay, perfect. So yeah, it gives me exactly what I needed. So 35.50 for stronger segment, right? It's also showing me the underperforming segments. Yeah, these guys are shifting behaviors, as you know. Emerging opportunity. Okay. Okay. So this means that I'm still waiting for the shopping mission. Let's see if it really understood my request. In a full spectrum, right? So as you can see here, I have a full age segment analysis, right? And also it contextualizes me, right? It put a context. It says, what's the emerging opportunity? What is the gap, right? So it doesn't just, give me the numbers. It also, does the reading for me. Okay. I need to basically increase the frequency of purchase for my champions, right? The core segment that I have. If I'll be, of course, brand manager of Coca-Cola. Okay, excellent. So it generated a CSV. Now I have all the data. It didn't answer to my shopping mission, right? But that's fine, right? This is fine. What I can do now is I can go back to that idea, and I can do. Oh, okay. Now I also have the data visualization. It's a beautiful data visualization. I can download the CSV. Okay, age bracket. Perfect. What should I ask now? Now I want to go into the snacks. I want to go into a very specific question. So during month of April, right? April, no, this is June. June. During, no, let me do during last 30 days. In which week did snacks hit its highest sales in Bucharest, and what was the volume? The volume. So, okay, this is a very, very, very specific thing. Now, I do expect this question to be a little harder, because it will be hard for any data analysts, but let's see what it does, right? If in the meanwhile you have more questions and comments, hopefully I address all of those of you. I can get more requests if you have very specific things that you want me to do. Otherwise, I have some ideas, and as you can see, the Copilot also gives me a lot of suggestions, right? Good suggestions. Okay. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you some history, right? What we've been doing with other queries and other questions, and just like ChatGPT, we save all of the conversations, right? So you might use them for later on. Okay, so this is the one. This is the freshest one. Okay. Okay. So as you can see, this is a very specific agent, right? Okay, no answer. Okay, let me try another one. Okay, compare shopping patterns between different life stages in April 2025. Okay, let's see how this one is solved by the Copilot. What you've seen here basically, it's basically telling us that the agent, right, which is working with a Copilot, so the agent that is looking for the data is not really hooked with the today's date. Basically, this is what it does, right? So this is a staging, and because of that, and because the way that we are securing our AI in a very private way to make sure that there's no there's no data leaks, right? So these agents, what they do, they have no no way to go in an open space, right? They have no way to go into the internet. So there's no way out, there's no way in, which is the good part, because when working with this amount of sensitive data and billions of data, security it's a great aspect, right? It's a huge aspect. So yeah, it has the goods and the bads. Now the good part is that this agent, right, if it will have had access to the internet, it will be more aware of my question, but because it's very well secured, it didn't. But look at this. So I asked compare shopping patterns between different life stages in April 2025. So now I have an analysis on the life stages. So, what's the life stage of the shoppers going in stores? Well, I expect the solitary survivor to be the smallest, right? That's per expectations. And dual income, no kids. Okay, that's great. So this means that I have plenty of premium brands to start scaling up. Let's see what it does. Of course, emerging fullness too, which is good. It's a good sign for my for my sales. Young couples, okay. Strong engagement. Okay, so I'm underperforming on the solitary survivor, which means silver generation, single, living, alive after having a wife or a husband, right? And young singles, young professionals. Okay, so I really need to maybe look into that, maybe understand why. Maybe understand, basically maybe it's because of the strategy that I have, but everything is good. So I believe we have time for one more question, and I believe there is a question that I got from the comments. Let me see. So we have two questions. Ani Maria Stoica, okay. Okay, I will be back to that question, and I'm going to show one more capability. Okay, let me show you after this question. This answer is being fully on. I will be going back to two questions. One is the One is the a very zoom in into the basket analysis, right? And another one is going back to the roadmap, right? The roadmap that we have. So today we've been demonstrating our advancements in terms of the insights copilot, right? So give me the data in a with a very simple question, natural language. So I don't need to do a query. I don't need to understand filters. I don't need to understand data dashboards. But I want to just put a question there, and this is the demo today, and I'm going to show you very soon the another capability, and then go back to the roadmap, right? Where we are going to go back and how we are going to use this one to automate decision making in terms of campaign creation, campaign management, and uh, campaign performance. Okay, and I'm going to do a very hard question. So this is, if the first one was a very broad, this one is a very specific one, right? Okay, now I have comparison. That's beautiful. That's fine. That's nice. And I can see that the profiling is working very well, right? So I only have 203 baskets that have not been profiled accurately enough. So I'm quite happy as the CEO of Footprints AI with this result. And now I want to do a very hard question: which product combination appear most frequently together in transactions over 100 euro? So I want to see the high value transactions and what the shoppers are actually buying, right? And what's the the combination there. So product A goes with product B and product C. I want to see all of these products, and specifically for the shoppers that are high spenders into the stores. So again, tons of data to be analyzed. Let's see how it goes. Now, fingers crossed. Happily that we don't have a blue screen any longer, right, in our lives, but I believe it's still something that might happen. And definitely for the next webinar, we really have to switch internet provider. Okay. Okay. Let's see how this goes. So that was a very difficult one, right? Okay, let me try it again. I am quite a stubborn person, and I believe you are the same. And I want to test it twice and to push it, because I really need this answer, which is quite a insightful answer that I'm looking for. I believe we are over time, but hopefully this is worthwhile for you. As you can imagine, this is the first technology of such. I believe all big global corporations are working on these technologies, and being able to allow their employees to navigate very easy to tons of data and to back up their decisions. Uh, and we are among the first, right? And we are the first, I believe, to have such a private white label that can be installed in any retail network and be able to provide this technology for that network with that data, with their logic, right? In a seamless way. So if you think about what we've been building a white label copilot that basically can learn and feed itself from the from each individual retailer that is within the retail media ecosystem we have. Okay, now we have an answer. So it's good that I'm stubborn. It's very good. Okay, that's good. I need to understand what this means. Okay, it also gives me the brands. Okay, that's perfect. That's actually perfect. Huh. Okay. So basically, what it says. Mhm. Okay. So people buying tobacco products, bundling with others. Let's see what it means. We are 2 minutes over time, and I believe this question was a very, very hard questions to ask, and I'm happy that I'm stubborn again and that we have an answer. So private label, okay, that's fine. So groceries, vegetables and fruits, okay. Yeah, I should have asked differently, but it basically gave me the answer that I asked for. So it says that, of course, I wouldn't believe that. Mhm. People buying tobacco also buys vegetables and fruits in the same basket. Maybe it's a weekly stock up. Let's see. So learning how to same learning curve that I believe we all had with ChatGPT and trying and learning how to prompt it, right? It's a thing, right? Learning how to do questions. So basically, it initiates the right analysis behind, and those beautiful, powerful, agentic, it's basically retrieving the right data to compose the right answer. Hmm. Perfect. Excellent. So this tells me that this is a weekly stock up, right? It's the weekly shopping that people do. So they put a lot of things into the same basket, and correlations are good as per expected. And also it gives me ideas. So what it does, so it says optimize private label product placement and cross-category promotions to capitalize on their broad customer reach and high transaction frequency. That's good. When it comes to carbonated drinks, next steps: implement targeted discounts or loyalty incentives for carbonated drinks when purchased with tobacco or private label. Okay, I'm not going to do that. Chicken meat. Okay, that's an interesting one. Private label chicken meat, and a very specific one, Fermadindal. Okay, This is a very specific label. Mhm. Okay, good. Perfect. So that was really a very hard question to ask, and it got me first. Something went obviously wrong with the question, but now I have my answer. I would also have expected more of product A goes with product B goes with product C, but what it does, it gave me the categories, right? Because why? Because this is, I should have asked the question better, right? In a better way. I should have asked, frequency of and complementarity of SKUs, right? In tow baskets, for example. It also gives me a lot of more details. Okay, this is a very long answer. Mhm. That's good. So I'm going to go back once I have this answer complete. I will be going back to the roadmap, right? I believe there is a question, and how is this going to be paired up with the copilot for the campaigns? Think about all of these recommendations. I can test pairing coffee corner products with dessert, drinks, or bakery. That's fine. I will be able to do a campaign just for that. And the roadmap behind is to link the two together, and then instead of just getting a recommendation, having a link right here, for example, a link here that when I click that link, it gets me back into the campaign manager where all of these recommendations are pre-bundled, right? They're pre-drafted for me, and I can just say start, right, in terms of the campaign, and I can put the budget, the timing, etc., etc. So that's the plan, and this is what we are going to show you very soon. Of course, I can download the CSV, which is a great feature, right? Sometimes I need my Excel to be at hand. So going back to this one, right? Again, so we have the general knowledge, the one that we showed last time. We have the insights agents, and this one will feed data into campaign agent, right? So as I was saying, you get a recommendation when it comes to the sales insights, and then, instead of getting a text, you also get a link. You click on the link, and then you go into a drafted campaign that has all of these things like the media, the channel mix, the budget, the audience, the location, and the timing of the campaign pre-drafted, right? So that's the plan. We are already on the roadmap, and that's going to be quite beautiful. An interface, natural language that will be helping you to link what's the performance of the sales of your brand to the campaigns. So that's next stage, and let me go back to you and uh, thank you for the session today. I know we are 10 minutes over time. Hopefully, it's worthwhile. Um, and I believe what I believe we are going to do is to make sure that you all have a way to ask for access and to start testing yourselves, right? This type of new interface. Think about behind that, it's more than 2 billion transactions. So it's an easier way to navigate. Um, Thank you for your time. This session will be recorded and published on YouTube and LinkedIn. And we'll be able to answer to any other questions, further questions, as you might have them send them to me via LinkedIn, Dan Marc, very easy to spot, or via our LinkedIn company page, Footprints AI, and we will be able to provide details and roadmap and how we're progressing. And maybe your questions will become another feature on our roadmap, which is going to be great. And thank you for your attention and for your interest today. And have a great one. I'll see you until the next time, the next webinar. Thank you again, and I'll be see you soon. Have a great one.